Hey, everybody, welcome to Corrections, week April 26th. I think that's right. I want to start by just clarifying, some people in the comments of these think that I'm getting upset by the corrections, and I am not upset. I love the fact that we have a back and forth, and again, you are helping me make the show what we are aiming for it to be, which is without error. So if I ever come off as mad at all, that is an error on my part. So the first one we had is last week I said that this was a digital exclusive, and that digital exclusive was a fancy word meaning not good enough for TV. A bunch of people pointed out to me the digital exclusive not a fancy word because it's two words. It's two words like really guys or off. And again, I'm just happy to have we had a Mario joke, a Super Mario joke. We said Mario bumps his head and a mushroom comes out. He hits his head on a brick. A bunch of people said he punches the brick. We should have known better. Substantive is a word that I often pronounce on the show as substantive. I've made that mistake before. And yet Sal keeps putting it in. No thesauruses at the Gentile house. And I know, as soon as I say it, I know I've said it wrong. Not because it sounds wrong to me, but because I hear Alex Bays, our head writer, make this noise. Like a bear got woken up from hibernating too early. Sommelier. I said sommelier in last week's corrections. Sommelier. I added an extra syllable. I said it wrong. Sommelier? You know what? If you want to do these...
Saving you a step.
Sommelier. That'd be helpful. This is embarrassing for me to get it wrong because my mother was a middle school French teacher, and every night before dinner, she would make my brother and I drink a full bottle of wine. We mentioned, we were talking in last night's Closer Look about Donald Trump said the Foxconn factory in Wisconsin was going to be the eighth wonder of the world. That sent us down a path where we started talking about the other wonders of the world. Basically did a bit where Trump said he met Shah Jahan, who commissioned the Taj Mahal, at Studio 54 in 1986. And someone wrote to me, Studio 54 closed in 1980. Now, the best part about that is that Shah Jahan died in 1666. But that wasn't important. Because I get the sense you would say, well, Shah Jahan couldn't have been there. It's like everybody was there. Bianca Jagger was there. Liza Minnelli, Paul Revere. Shoemaker, you were, did you ever try to go to Studio 54?
No, you see how I dress.
Yeah.
I could.
See, I picture you there. Little Mikey Shoemaker from the Bronx. Standing out there sneering at everybody, being like, you think I'm not... See, he doesn't talk. He doesn't want to be on camera, so I can tell you how he talks. You don't think I'm too good for your base? I'm Mikey Shoemaker from the Bronx. I'll be back one day. You're going to be gone. I'm going to work in 30 Rockefeller Plaza. Cock of the Rock. I was talking about Wisconsin, and I said I referred to supermarket in Wisconsin as a Kroger's. It is not plural, it is Kroger. And there are no Kroger, now I don't know how to say, this is like Lego again. There are no Kroger blocks in Wisconsin. Someone said you should have said Piggly Wiggly. But Piggly Wiggly is owned by Kroger's. And I only refer to companies as their parent companies. That's just my style. You know who has really good frozen yogurt? Mrs. Fields. And you might think they don't have frozen yogurt. They bought TCBY. Speaking of, did you hear that we are getting our own Ben & Jerry's flavor?
No.
Neither did I. Neither did I. Feels like it should have happened. And you know what bothers me? I'll tell you why it hasn't happened. They're a Vermont company. And I'm from New Hampshire. And this is just them looking down their nose. So classically Vermont. They would never give an ice cream flavor to a New Hampshire kid. A hardworking, someone from Pyongyang would get it before New Hampshire. Kim Jong-chil. I mean, what would they even call it? A closer lick. You couldn't call it that. That sounds like an ice cream a guy would keep in a trench coat. Hey kids. You guys like dairy? Time for a closer. All right. Some people don't like the Vince Vaughn impression. Someone said it sounds like Jeff Goldblum. You're wrong. You're wrong. Two completely different. One is like, buddy. Jeff Goldblum is up here. Oh, hi. Yes, yes, yes. Buddy, I'm down here. I'm not up there. Oh, yes. See, totally different. I mean, this guy's like a scientist. He's amazing. He knows everything. Oh, thank you. Do you see what's happening here? With that said, I want to give people a chance to officially make themselves heard on the Vince Vaughn impression. So please go to @SeaCaptainPolls on Twitter, and you'll be able to vote. And you'll be able to say Seth's Vince Vaughn impression should either be kicked to the curb or 'tis the sweetest herb. Pharaoh, I said Pharaoh meant king. Somebody told me it means great house. That's pretty good. So if your friends ever move and have you over, you can walk in and say, Pharaoh. We really stepped in it the other day. I don't think we've ever done anything that's received more corrections than saying that an Icelandic gnome would threaten to steal your fermented whale meat. Immediately, I mean, we obviously have a much higher Icelandic viewership than we ever could have expected. Someone said, first of all, it's not Icelandic gnomes, it's trolls. And it is not shark meat, they said it's not whale meat, it's shark meat. Imagine living in a country where you would have to say to someone, it's not gnomes and whale meat. It's trolls and shark meat. Then I realized I'd put no thought into what a Icelandic gnome would talk like, and I definitely used an Irish voice, and then said that I was an Irish troll who had a visa. A lot of people pointed out you don't need a visa to go from Ireland to Iceland, but I think this was a working gnome. I do think he would need some sort of working permit. A lot of people also said it's okay to have an Irish accent for Icelandic people because the Norsemen, the Vikings, brought over a lot of Irish people in the early days of Iceland to work. And they were, and again, I only ever read Wikipedia. From what I read, they were not that nice about it. Do not get the sense that the Vikings set up a job fair tent in Ireland. But I should clarify, it would be an Icelandic troll, not an Irish troll. An Irish troll would be someone who would go on YouTube and in the comments say, digital exclusive is 2 words. So, pretty good week overall. And as always, I want everyone to think about what they've done and how they've done it. I'm going to try to be better. I want you to try to be better. Shoemaker's a lost cause. Oh! Studio 54 is no good for old Mikey Shoemaker. Oh, but you let in Jack the Ripper. Alex? I want you to keep the camera going for the next hour.